Also, there is a clip of a Congresswoman, Kathy Hochul. She's not well known. She's a Democrat from New York. She's at a town hall this weekend. That's Kathy Hochul. Hat Tip Freedom's Lighthouse. Let me play this now so all the backbenchers tomorrow morning can play it when I'm done. Cut 14, audience member, then Congressperson-woman Hochul. Go.
Under what portion of the Constitution is the government allowed to require a private or religious organization to pay for anything for free?
Well, basically, we're not looking at the Constitution on that aspect.
Oh. Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, basically, the decision has been made by this Congress that American citizens are entitled to health care.
There you go. The question from the audience member. You see, the American people are much smarter than the politicians and most talk show hosts. Audience member, under what part of the Constitution is the government allowed to require a private or religious organization to pay for anything for free? Great question, succinct, well put. Congressperson Kathy Hochul says, well, basically, we're not looking to the Constitution on that aspect of it. The audience, you could tell, was pretty annoyed with her answer. What I'm trying to say is basically a decision has been made by this Congress that citizens are entitled to health care. So if a decision is made by a temporary Congress, and that's what the last Congress was, they were only there for one term in their supermajority status, that the citizens are entitled to health care, that's good enough. Well, so where does Congress get this authority? Well, we're not looking at the Constitution, so there you have it. These people all but admit that they're lawless, which goes right into the teeth of Ameritopia. So what is it that justifies this? Nothing except this utopian statism. Welcome to Ameritopia. Doesn't matter that the Constitution, she can't point to any aspect of it because there are no aspects of it that justify Obamacare or anything like it. Hat Tip Freedom's Lighthouse. I would encourage the host some more to play this clip. That's why it's important to respond to the idiocy that there is a separation of church and state. Once again, the point is that the founders opposed a theocracy, but they also opposed a secular state because they understood, believing in Locke, among many, many others, that we have unalienable rights. Unalienable, meaning they're God-given. The Declaration refers to God 4 different times. You don't even have to believe in God. You don't have to have any faith. You can just, believe in 7-Eleven. It really doesn't matter. The point is our history, our founding, our tradition is otherwise. And I don't even know what it means to say separation of church and state. As I'm saying, does that mean that every court, when a case is brought by people who are not religious or of no faith or whatever their cause is to root out any public displays of religion anywhere and everywhere? Because that's what we mean by separation of church and state. Are we supposed to white out those parts of the Declaration that refer to God, the Creator, God, the divine, so forth? I'm just curious, how far do we take this? Because I don't know where the line is, and nobody else does, because it's not in the Declaration, it's not in the Constitution. We have the gentleman, the citizen, who asked the question of the congressperson, and before we go to him, Brad from Buffalo, I want to play that clip again, Mr. Producer. What's this congressperson's name again? She's so insignificant. Hochul. Congresswoman Hochul. The question, then the answer. Go.
Under what portion of the Constitution is the government allowed to require a private or religious organization to pay for anything for free?
Well, basically, we're not looking at the Constitution on that aspect.
Oh. Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, basically, the decision has been made by this Congress that American citizens are entitled to health care.
There we have it. Lawlessness. Brad, Buffalo, New York, the great Sirius satellite. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. It's an honor to talk to the great one himself.
Well, thank you. That definitely sounds like you, Brad. Now, give us the environment, how it came up, and how the audience responded there. The audience seemed pretty stunned.
Yeah, the audience was pretty shocked by the whole situation. I mean, we were there obviously to express our complaints about the HHS mandate regarding contraception, abortifacients, sterilizations, requiring the Catholic Church to do this. And I'm more concerned, actually, more as an American than I am from being a Catholic. I mean, this is just the beginning, like you've always talked about. Yeah. This is a violation of the First Amendment, and if this is allowed to go, then anything can go. So not only are our Catholic schools and our Catholic hospitals in jeopardy by even staying open, if they have to openly violate their consciences to stay open, but we may not be able to, have any choices in the future if the government's allowed to just trample over the Constitution like this. So when she said, we don't look to the Constitution, I actually sat down because I thought there's nothing else to discuss at this point. I was flabbergasted that she actually made that statement. I know a lot of times this is what they believe, but I could not believe that she actually made the statement in public. And
now, I don't mean to be ignorant about her. Is she a first-termer or something?
She's a first-termer, yes. And she ran in a typically, for New York State, we don't get too conservative here, but for New York State, she ran in a conservative district. And she won in a special election, and she says, I'm an independent Democrat.
Oh, this is the one. What's the district number?
26.
20, it's 26. Yep, she slipped through, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah. Okay, well, you did a great job, my friend. And so there she is. It doesn't really matter what the Constitution says. Congress wanted to do it, and they did it.
Yeah, not only that, but I later brought up the fact that, why is it contraception? Why aren't you offering other services for free? We certainly don't want to give them more ideas. But
yeah, well, believe me, they have them.
But it's just, when they say that we're imposing our morality on them, it's the exact opposite. They want to impose their morality on us. They want us
right.
to do this because they want it to be open and free and have everybody do what they want to do. Well, that's fine. They can get these services. We're not opposed to freedom, but we don't want to be forced, as any religious group, and I don't think anybody else would want to either, be they Jews or Protestants or Muslims.
Or any individual. Let me ask you a question. Is there a problem getting contraceptives in Buffalo, New York?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm just curious, because there seems to be a rampant epidemic in the nation, a lack of condoms and so forth.
Yeah, it's just I think people are dying.
All right, my friend, good work with the congressperson. You exposed her, and we salute you.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
All right. God bless. There he goes. Brad in Buffalo, listening on Sirius Satellite. Oh, yes. We have a lot of smart people. That's why when I hear, and I try not to listen, but when I hear others on radio or TV saying, we got to get away from these issues because people are this, people. I'm tired of the American people being treated as stupid. Now, there are stupid people among us. Don't get me wrong. We call them drones. I call them drones. But my point is this. We are a lot smarter, that is, we conservatives, than most of these commentators on TV, most of these talk show hosts and others think we are. And for the most part, we're smarter than them. And we can sort these things out. And we want candidates who are going to fight the liberal establishment, who are going to fight the liberal, media, who are going to fight all these fights. And call it like they see them. I don't have a problem with that. Sorry. Country's in dire straits. I don't know what we're afraid of and what we're... I mean, if you think a debate purely on the capital gains tax is going to work, it's not. It is one of many things that we seek to debate and expose and try to appeal to as many people as we can, based on our principles. And if that doesn't work, then the society's doomed anyway.